Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel for another replay analysis. Today we have a 2v2 analysis for Basnek. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he is champ 3 and this is 2v2. Before we begin the analysis, don't forget, if you want to get yourself a replay analysis, the link is in the description to my Discord. Join there and submit your analysis to the replay analysis chat channel. And if you want to skip the line, you can post your analysis in the sub only replay analysis channel, but you have to be a subscriber to my Twitch or my Patreon to do so. And if you do decide to subscribe to support me and to skip the line for the replay analysis, I would greatly appreciate it, because every dollar helps bring us closer to being able to go full-time as a content creator. And as always, don't forget, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and follow me on Twitch. Links in the description. I want to see all the new pretty faces in the stream next time I go live. Going live Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday at the moment. That's our schedule. And Sundays are sub Sundays, where we play a bunch of custom games and we do a bunch of tournaments and stuff like that with our subscribers. So be there or be square. Anyways, let's get into the video, guys. All right, let's see. Should be cheating up on this kickoff. I like it. Car's looking pretty clean. Okay. So here, I'm not really sure why you're not going for another touch here, right? You're going to get challenged here soon, so keep in mind. Not the best first touch. What you could have done better was take a lighter touch and then just pop the ball into your hood, and then you can flick the first person who challenges you. And then you've taken a player out of the game and you have a 2 versus 1 opportunity. But since you don't do that, you take a hard touch into the sidewall. But you're going to get challenged, all right? You keep that in mind. They're not just going to let you keep pushing this ball for free. You could have beat this guy to the ball, though, and gone for another touch. Not really sure why you decided not to go for this at this point. Ooh. Risky for you to go up for this, because he pops this ball. And this touch is much more favorable for your opponent than you, because look, the ball is going straight in front of your opponent. I can't see his full name there, like C-Alt or something like that. The orange player right there. All he has to do is jump up and he can hit this ball. But you have to turn around and then jump, right? So he can easily beat you to this ball. So for that reason, it's not a good idea to go up for this. If he beats you to this ball, he could possibly just score an open net behind you. So this, not a smart ball to go up for. Instead, you should have just shadow defended this until an opportunity arose where it was a good time to challenge. But you see how all he had to do was double jump, and you had to turn around and double jump. Fortunately, he missed, so he wasn't able to push the ball past you. But if he did, it would have been a really bad spot for you to be in. So if your opponent has you beat to the ball, make sure you're not still trying to go for the ball if he already has you beat. And then, let's see, this is obviously just not a great touch. Right here, I would honestly just start picking up pads and rotating back towards your net. But what you want to do as you're rotating back in this position, because nobody's back on defense for your team, that means if they shoot on net, they could score. So start picking up pads straight down towards your net. That way, if he shoots, right, if he were in position to shoot this, comes out, gets a nice shot with the corner of his car, it's going to V-line straight down this line. So if you rotate down this path, make sure you're covering your net as you rotate back. So that way, if he does shoot, you're in position to save it. Because if you rotate back and you rotate back this way, if he shoots, you're too far away. You're not going to be able to save it, especially because you have no boost at this moment. So make sure, because he can shoot on net and nobody's back to defend, rotate back, picking up pads, but stay pretty much in front of the net. Maybe you can get away with picking up these pads to the side of the net slightly, but it's going to be really important that you keep yourself in a position that you can cover the net if he decides to shoot. Now, what sucks is he can also decide to pass, but unfortunately, you can't play every position. You can't play every scenario. But the most threatening thing in this position is a shot on net, because that'll instantly get you scored on. So you want to be covering your net as you rotate back. If he does decide to pass, then great. Maybe once you see he passes, then you might have time to veer off and grab this mid boost. But if not, you keep grabbing these pads. And then maybe you can swing out and grab this corner boost before the play becomes threatening, before you need to shadow defend boostio. And then hopefully by then as well, your teammate can come back and harass him and try to give you a free ball in the meantime. But the biggest threat in this position is going to be an immediate shot on net. So you just want to rotate back while picking up boost pads and staying in front of your net in case he does shoot. Looked like you were going for a back corner kickoff. I think this is a solo queue game. It looks like it is. So really no reason to be going for a back corner kickoff unless you call it out in quick chat. Now I can't see the quick chats because this is a replay, but if you called out need boost or on your right or something like that to signify that you're putting it back to the back corner boost, then sure, you can go for a back corner kickoff. Otherwise, you need to just be trying to neutralize or win the kickoff there. Because since your teammate wasn't ready for that, he was cheated up, and then the ball just goes back to your corner. They get your corner boost, your teammate's low boost, and they have possession of the ball. Don't want to be going for a back corner kickoff without communicating that to your teammate. Good try on getting the touch and the boost there, but just kind of went too slow at it. Gave him an opportunity to beat you to that boost. Nice job cutting off the pass there. Oh, go for the tight angle. I thought you were going to go for a pass here. Honestly, a pass off the backboard is what I was thinking in this position. Because it's such a tight angle to score. Definitely is scoreable in hindsight. You could have scored this, but boostio is in a pretty bad spot since he doesn't immediately go up for this ball, right? If he aerials up for this now, he can shut down the threat. But since he doesn't, you actually have a lot of space and time to try to get a touch off the backboard for your teammate to finish off a free net. I think if you would have hit that off the backboard, your teammate would have had a free goal there. Still gets the goal though. So not a terrible decision to go for the shot, but I think the higher percentage play there would have been to just pass it lightly off the backboard for your teammate. Always want to go with the higher percentage play. Good control, except you should have grabbed that corner boost. You might, in your mind, be trying to save it for your teammate, but in reality, because you have your opponents pushing you here, they could possibly come up and grab that corner boost and steal it from you and pressure you on the ball at the same time. So because of that, because your teammate really, if he were to grab this boost, he would be out of position. He shouldn't be positioning for this boost in the first place. So because you want to keep your opponents from stealing that boost, and because your teammate shouldn't be there anyways, you should have made the play to grab this boost. So you should have tried to take that touch towards the boost. And even here, you have the opportunity to turn and take like a diagonal flip into the ball and into the boost to force it up the wall and to send your car over the boost. So you could have got the boost and the ball and been up the wall. And then at that point, what I like to do, just a quick tip, works a ton. This is one of my favorite plays to make. Anyone who watches me stream a lot probably knows what I'm going to say already, but I love when I'm taking the ball at my corner and somebody's challenging me on the wall. He looks like he's not even going to be there on the wall. But if somebody's challenging you on the wall and you're bringing the ball up, what I love to do, works 90% of the time, roll it up. And then instead of following through on it, just sit behind the ball, right? Ball's rolling up, it's coming up, you're driving behind it. They think you're going to hit it. Just don't hit it. And they'll overcompensate thinking you're going to hit it. And then vroom, they'll just drive right past. Just a quick tip. I love making that play when I'm in that position. And even if they don't get faked and you don't fake them, all they're doing is hitting the ball across your backboard, and your teammate should be able to deal with that fine, and it's not a very threatening play anyways. So I love to go for a fake in this position. Yeah, teammate played that out really aggressively. Really no reason for him to be up for this because there's no point. There's just no point, right? The ball's right here. There's no immediate danger. So because there's no immediate danger, you should try to take the time to make a good play. Going up for this ball, really all your best opportunity is to get a pinch. And even if you get a pinch, all you're doing is pretty much throwing the ball away to your opponent's half. Yeah, it'll be on your opponent's half, but most likely they're just going to be receiving it over on their end and pushing it back your way with possession. So going up for this and trying to get a pinch, yeah, it'll clear the ball to your opponent's half, but it's not going to do anything. And then secondly, any other outcome for this touch that your teammate's up for is probably just going to set the ball up for your opponents in the midfield, because the ball is going to probably just bounce off the wall and come out midfield. So your opponent or your teammate really has no point in going up for this. And when you hear your teammate up for this, you definitely shouldn't also go up for this, because you had plenty of time to hear him go up and then be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to go up, because you can hear him jump at that point behind you. And then you should immediately turn and shadow defend your net. But instead you go up as well, and then you're both beat, and this is probably a goal. So yeah, really poor decision from your teammate to go up for that. But you as well shouldn't have been up for that. Even when you did decide to go up for that, if your opponent isn't, or if your teammate isn't up, you still have no reason to be going up for this, right? Look at your opponent. He's in a position, easy position to hit this ball past you. Really, all you have to do in this position, if your teammate is playing how he's supposed to, is just sit where you're at. Just sit where you are. Your presence alone here will force your opponent and Boostio to hit the ball past you. And then at that point, it either rolls down your back wall in front of the net, and your teammate can have an easy possession of the ball, or he can pass you the ball upfield, or the ball kicks off your corner and again bounces out middle, and your teammate should be in net and able to get up and clear the ball. So really here, all you have to do is just stay where you are on the ground, and your presence alone would force Boostio to hit the ball past you. So poor decision making from both you and your teammate there, but especially poor from your teammate. Again, not sure why you're up for this, because your teammate's already up. Your teammate's already up going for the block, so you also going up for the block. Like if he hits this, then you're also hitting this. Like you're going to be hitting this ball together. What's the point of that? Just let one person go. The other one should wait back to see what happens and then go from there. So even if your teammate is getting beat here, which might be your assumption, you may be like, oh, there's no way he's hitting that, so I need to cut off this pass. But even if that's what you're playing, one, you're not even executing, because where you're going is exactly where your teammate's going. So if he does get beat, you're also getting beat. And then two, since your teammate is jumping up and challenging this, covering the high option, your opponent's best bet to beat you and your teammate here, if he's able to do this, is going to be to pass the ball down this way, right? The ball gets around your teammate a little bit and down that way. So being up on the backboard up here for something that's going to be probably shot around here, I mean, that's going to be a really tough position to save that from. So you actually would have been best, your teammate's covering this high option, so you also putting yourself in a position on the backboard to cover a high option doesn't make sense. So if you actually stayed here at the back post, your teammate covers a high option, and if it gets past him, you intercept it. So you pretty much put yourself in a position to cover the same option as your teammate, which is not good. And then besides that, not only are you covering the same option, but you actually dove at a ball that he was already up for and already hitting. So really bad move there by you. Hopefully we don't see too much of that. Tried taking control of that, just lost it off your hood. Would have been really good if you could have kept that on your hood. So far, your kickoffs have seemed a little weak as well, and then you dropped that ball off of your hood when you could have dribbled it. So it might be an indicator that you need to play a little bit of 1v1s, my guy. Improve your kickoff, improve your ball control. Might do you some good. And teammate should be up for this for sure. Challenging this ball, shutting down this shot, blocking it. Doesn't get up in time, and then you're kind of left in a terrible spot. But if you go back, there was plenty of opportunities for you to not be in that position in the first place if you would have played out each scenario better. I like that you're going back for your corner boost there. Good job. Little bit of a mechanical misplay. Oof. You got to be careful here. Mechanics are kind of failing you a little bit. You grabbed that boost and swung out to the left. When in this position, he could be shooting, right? He just flicked the ball to the sidewall, and then it's going to bounce off the sidewall. He's going to be behind that ball, and he can shoot it on net. So your mechanics, your flip towards the boost kind of put you in a position where you have to turn left, which sucks. Your flip here should have put you in a position where you turn right? So you got to make sure you're executing a little better. Because, like I said, let me point this out. He just flicked this ball to the sidewall, and his momentum's carrying him this way. Ball's going to bounce off the wall. He's going to land here, and he can shoot on your net if he's good enough. You flip over here, and because of that, you have to turn left to grab this boost. Okay, you turn left to grab this boost, and now the net's wide open for that shot. But if you would have flipped to this side of the boost, and then could have turned towards the net, you'd be okay. So hopefully you don't get scored on here. I did just see the timeline. You do end up having to make a save, so that's probably why. Okay, see what you do here. Take a touch towards the net. Not a bad idea. I like that you're trying to put that on target, because any other touch, right? If you're not going to take possession of this ball or take a light touch to try to take a dribble or something, right? Because in this position, you might have time to sit here and wait for this ball to come down to the ground and catch it, right? Because you've got space, and it looks like the person who just made the challenge is floating. They don't really have boosts to get back and attack you. Right? They can't really harass you from behind too quickly at this point. So you could have had time to take control of that. And at the very least, if their last man decides to challenge you because he's like, you know what, I'm going to throw myself at the play early so that he can't set up a challenge. Well, then you keep your eye on him. And if you see him doing that, then you chip it past him as soon as he's coming. Like right here, if you're waiting for this ball to come down and you see him coming to challenge you, then you shoot it. And then he might actually have come too far in and won't be able to get back in time to save a shot on target. But you didn't do that. What you did do was at least put this ball over the net and on target to put some pressure on him, and putting pressure on your opponents is a way to make them mess up. So this standard aerial, he might actually mess up because now he's feeling the mental pressure of, oh, I need to get a touch here or we might get scored on because he put this towards my net. So always good to take those touches that mentally make your opponent a little nervous, because that's when you force them to make mistakes. So that was the second best play you could have made there. The first best play you could have made there probably would have been to slow play that and try to take possession, start a dribble, and then take the 1v1 opportunity. And if he comes up for an early challenge, like I said, you just shoot the ball over him. Or if he didn't come up for an early challenge soon enough, then you would have the ball on your hood to flick it over him. So that would have been your best option, but that was your second best option. So at least you did that. And it ended up getting you guys a goal. Teammate or opponents are kind of outplaying each other here. I would have liked to see you grab their corner boost here. I'm a big advocate of boost starving your opponent. And here you have the time and the space to be able to go steal that corner boost and then turn back on the ball, right? So your opponent, Sayalt, who's coming to challenge you, wouldn't have been able to grab this corner boost and probably would have had like 20 boost and would have felt really unsafe in his net. So if you'd have veered off, grabbed that corner boost, and then turned back on the ball, get back behind the ball, and then you could have made the same exact play that you're making right now, which hopefully wouldn't have been whiffing. Yeah, if you would have stole that corner boost, Sayalt wouldn't have been in that position to be able to challenge you in the first place. And if he was, he would have had no boost, so it would have probably been a lot slower, and you probably could have just hit it past him anyways. So make sure you're stealing your opponent's boost when it's a good idea to do so. When you're not taking yourself out of position to do so, when you're not, when you're not sacrificing anything, make sure you're stealing that boost when it's available to be stolen. Miss the boost. Gotta be careful, because this is the second time you've sort of missed flipped or mispositioned for a boost grab, and then in your mind you want to grab the boost and then make a play, but then you end up messing up and you go back for the boost and taking yourself out of position. It's better to, if you miss a boost, it's better to give up on that boost and rotate back, picking up pads or picking up the next boost, whichever the best decision in the moment is. It's situational. But when you miss a big boost, it's better to give up on it most of the time than to try and re-grab it. Because in this position, you miss the boost and then you turn to the right, but his play is going towards the left. So you're pretty much giving up your challenge on this guy in order to grab the boost. And if he shoots this, it might actually just be a goal, because you veered off to the right and a shot would be coming to the left. That definitely would have been a goal if he put that on target, actually. So make sure if you miss a boost, so far this game, the 2 times that you have missed a boost, it would have been better to just give up on it and go for the next boost instead of turning for it. Keep that in mind. Fake challenging here to steal the boost. I like the boost steal, but I think you need to be a little more threatening on this fake challenge. You probably actually could have gone for a demo here, because he's sitting on the ground going so slow, and then gone for the boost steal. Or at the very least, you could have jumped up at this point and barely made contact with the ball, but enough to mess him up, right? If you jump up and then just barely hit this ball and do a diagonal flip towards the boost, then you could have interfered with the ball, dispossessed him of the ball, and grabbed the boost. So again, when it comes to stealing your opponent's boost, you want to make sure you are... Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. Let me restart. In this play, you had the opportunity not only to steal the boost, but to also interfere with his play. Because you going for the boost here, and only going for the boost here, gives him space to set up a dribble. So you could have either gone for the demo and then gone for the boost, or you could have jumped up. This probably would have been the best play, to jump up, take a very soft touch, and then diagonal flip towards the boost. Or even jump up. In hindsight now, looking at it again, what you could have done, jump up and just maybe just jump into the ball with the side of your car and then land here, right? Turn your car as you jump, bam, hit the ball, land here, and then drive down and grab the boost. So either a diagonal flip towards the boost, or just jump and land on the wall and drive down the boost. Either way, that would have given you the opportunity to interfere with the play and steal the boost. Close. Not sure what that was. Ooh, good try. That was close. Again, I think that was an opportunity to steal the boost. You could have turned in that same exact position, but first grab the boost, right? So again, make sure you're stealing the boost when it's available. Definitely myself am a huge advocate of keeping your opponent's boost starved, controlling the boosts on the field, and just breaking down your opponents and forcing them to either not be in a position to be able to save the ball or to just make mistakes. And then what happens here? Sort of just a bad defensive play here, right? Your opponent seems pretty boost starved. Actually, you stole that corner boost. He's not using any boost as he's moving around the field. Good indicator that he's boost starved, right? So he's very unthreatening. It's going to be really easy for you to beat him here. So all you actually have to do, what are his options? He can either just stay behind the ball and try to take a 50 or dribble. He can roll it up the wall, roll it up that back corner wall behind you. Or he can bring it down his corner towards the midfield. So what you want to do is try to position yourself to be able to cover as many options as possible and to just really give him no opportunity out. So if you would have just actually parked your car sort of on this wall here, you just stole his boost, so he has no boost. You park your car on this wall, he can't roll the ball past you because you're there. If he brings the ball down to the corner to try to take a dribble, then you can turn and challenge. Or if the ball just comes out this way and he is able to maybe roll the ball towards the midfield, again, you're in perfect position. If you're like right here, again, just to turn and challenge. So your positioning here, the way you turned, it just kind of gave him the wall behind you as an option for free. I'm so bad at using these camera options, but watch how you give him this back wall option for free. Bam, right here, you've turned wide enough that he can just get back underneath the ball and bring it up the wall behind you. And then they actually end up scoring off of it because he gets a nice pass. But if instead you were sitting on the wall, he couldn't have gotten it behind you, and if he decided to go midfield with it, you could have challenged it. Personally, I almost never, not never, but unless I can get to this ball super quickly, you see how you kind of hesitate to get a better read on the ball here? Pay attention. Bam, you could have been boosting for this ball and going up for it right here. But that's just extra little second of hesitation allows your opponent to get to there before you. So unless you can completely full speed ahead, go for this ball in this position, you're completely confident in your read on this. If you're not completely confident in your read on this as fast as possible, personally, I most of the time don't go for these balls off the corner because it's just such a risky play to go for, right? If you get beat and they shoot it on net, you're scored on because your teammate's not back. They take a 50-50, comes out towards middle, his opponent can get there and clean it up. Right, because it's right next to the sidewall. If this 50-50 goes bad, you saw his opponent or his teammate is behind you. This bounces out mid or off the corner. He scores the open net. Like right here, that guy probably should be there scoring this. That guy who just did the kickoff, he probably could have been there scoring this. So unless you're 100% sure that you can beat your opponent to this ball, I like never go up for this. I just instead will go back for the corner boost and then just go from there. Shadow defend if I have to, or get the free ball off of the wall if he does hit it like that. Game's winding down here. 30 seconds left, down 3 goals. Not looking probable, but you are still trying. It's a good demo. Just need to be a little quicker to turn on this, right? You see your opponent, or you see your teammate, sorry, coming for this demo behind him. So you need to be ready to turn as soon as he gets that demo. And you kind of aren't. And so the other opponent is able to come in and beat you to that ball. So since you're down 3 with 30 seconds, you really got to be offensively minded if you actually want to have a chance of winning this. If you actually are serious about trying to win with 30 seconds left and 3 goals down, you need to be very offensively minded, and you need to take every opportunity offensively that's given to you. And that just wasn't it. Weren't ready for your teammate to demo him. Didn't turn on the ball fast enough to take advantage of that opportunity. And that was just one of your chances of coming back into the game gone. And that's just going to be the game. Not really much more to say at this point. Everyone's probably just ready to get out of the lobby. But yeah, overall, I mean, you said, I think this is Champ 3. You look pretty, for the most part, mechanically sound. You look like you're comfortable in your car. When I do lower level analysis, I tell people a lot, like, hey, you just look uncomfortable moving around the field. You look clunky. Your movement looks clunky. You look awkward, your flips aren't clean, your movement around the field isn't clean, but you definitely have the car control is down. Ball control could be a little better in some scenarios. Kickoffs and catching the ball in your hood, you messed up a couple times. Biggest takeaway from this video is when you miss a big boost, most of the time, like probably 90% of the time, it's better to just leave it and reposition for a new boost or pick up pads or something than to try and go back and grab the boost again. Now, if you have a ton of time and a ton of space, maybe it might be okay, but most of the time it's not okay to turn back for a boost that you missed. That's a really big thing that almost got you scored on twice. And then other than that, I honestly can't remember what I pointed out. You have to just watch the replay, check it out, take notes. But I think that was your biggest issue for sure, going back for boosts that you missed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the analysis. If you learned something, don't forget, leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content in the future. Follow me on Twitch, link is in the description, and submit your own replay analysis in my Discord. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.